everybody. Oh, excuse me, a little green screen peeking to the abyss back there. Oh, peeking to the whole abyss. I knew that was gonna happen. Oh man. Okay. Jesus, what a jabroni. What a jabroni I am. All right. Listen. We run this show on our own. There's bound to be a few accidents here. Luckily, nobody was hurt. The green screen came tumbling down. Our 60, 70-foot green screen could have crushed somebody. Luckily, no one in the studio was hurt. And you know what? I think that's just a sign of today. I think we're going to have a great day, a great conversation. And we're lucky to have this dude over here, too. This guy is one of the funkiest, fucking skilled white boy drummers I fucking know. This guy can play over anything. I've seen him do it. I've heard him do it. So you know what? Instead of me gassing him up a little bit more, he's taking a sip of water, a little hydration check. Everybody else, you should be doing the same. Drink your water. And let's just bring him out here. All right, everyone, welcome Zone Drums. Oh, with the plie. Oh shit! How you doing, man?
I'll make my own entrance.
Yo,
I'm doing good.
grand it was, bro. Grand it was. I don't think we've ever had anybody do some wild spins, you know?
I got more if you want.
Oh
more.
shit! I mean, I'm not mad. Seeing a whole little 360 and everything. You ever think about doing that with the drum sets? Like I can't remember who was doing those 360 upside down. Fucking.
I ain't there yet, man. That takes some production. You gotta tie down all your drums for that. Dude.
Oh shit! Yo, you're
like Wilson did that like 360 drum solo. A few people have done it, but like the whole thing comes up and then it goes forward and then it spins around.
Was it?
Nuts.
You said Joey Jordison?
Joey Jordison's done it. I think Travis Barker's done it. Like a bunch of like the dudes who have like $10 million to blow on production. They're doing it.
Yeah. No, but you're kind of going the opposite way, huh? You're kind of like taking your rig and like kind of downsizing it.
I'm always trying to be minimal. I mean, if you're talking about the electronic rig, then yeah, that's pretty small. But
true.
I try to go pretty minimal when I'm touring and playing.
Yeah, no. So I mean, do you prefer the little rig, or do you like having more at your disposal, or is it like the same at your disposal because you could program these drums?
The mobile rig is a very, very different situation to like playing acoustic drums. It's much more of like a performance thing that allows me to be able to play with people that I wouldn't otherwise be able to play with them. In like a sit-in kind of fashion. Like, you know how Keith is always sitting in with you, like he'll pop his guitar and then, and plug in.
Yeah.
You can't do that with a drum set,
That's true.
That's not possible. So the mobile rig allows me to do that. It allows me to hop up and just plug in and play.
Yeah.
But it's a very different feeling though. It doesn't feel like you're playing an electric drum kit because you only have your hands. You don't have your feet. Like a normal drum kit. You got 2 feet going and you got 2 hands going and you're hitting stuff all over the place instead of like this little pad. So it's a super different. It's a very, very different feeling than playing the acoustic kit. I'd say I definitely prefer playing the acoustic kit, but some of the shows I've played with the mobile rig have been quite fun as well.
Yeah. Does it lead to more like spontaneous kind of collabs too? Just be like, yo, I'm here. I got this rig. You want to do something? I don't need to set up. I don't need to be on the bill. Anything. Oh, okay, nice.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean that was kind of the point of me making this thing was so that I could do that. Because that was never possible for me to do unless my drums were already set up on stage, and like if we were playing and then like the opener or like someone playing after us, like the headliner or something, then I could be like, hey, I'm already set up. Can I play? But like now I can literally, if I see someone's coming to town, which obviously pre-COVID when there were shows going on, I'd see like a homie coming to town that was playing and be like, yo, you want to do 2 songs? And they'd be like, yep. And then that's it. Done deal. Like,
so is it like the same kind of is that why you got into that, making a mobile rig, or like did you see somebody else kind of have the accessibility, or you just were like, this is something I need to actually create?
It was definitely Keith's fault. Watching him play guitar with so many people
Oh
be
shit.
able to like walk up and like just do sit-ins all the time. And I was like,
Damn.
oh, damn, I can't do that. And we were playing Camp Biscuit with Wax Future a while ago, and Connor was like, yo, we should have like a mobile marching band. And then like all the pieces kind of formed together, and I was like, I can do this. Like this is possible.
Dude, that's gas, man. So is it like what, just an electric drum kit that you made into like a mobile harness, or is it all your
Yeah,
creation, even the pads or something that you made?
no, that's pretty much it. It's actually a really simple combination of two things that already existed that have never been put together.
Oh shit.
So I just took I took this drum pad. It's the Roland SPDSX. It's like a super popular drum pad. Like every touring artist pretty much has one of them. And and I made an adapter to go on the bottom so it slides onto a marching harness. So like that harness that I'm wearing is meant to carry drums, like to carry marching drums. And
Damn.
but the adapter just doesn't exist. The adapter to put like an electric pad onto that thing doesn't exist. So I made that myself, and then bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a mobile rig.
Do you got like engineering background, or you were just like, yeah, I just see that these two things could go together in a perfect way, and we're like, fuck it? Or do you build other things too? Do you have other kind of rigs that you kind of just
Background. Well, I used to make drums. That's where the name Zone Drums came from. I had a drum company.
what?
Um,
Like skinning drums and stuff like that, or what? Oh shit.
I would make them. I had like a patent pending for a design. I
What?
used to make snare drums. I guess a lot of people don't know that about my previous life, but I was working with some of the biggest artists. I was working with like Grammy-winning artists and was building custom drums for them. I made
Wow.
drums for like Wilco, Passion Pit, Revolution, Soja, Iration, uh, Mike from Lotus.
What?
Like I
Damn.
mean, they're all over the place.
So you
And
still
I
do
was
this?
no, I don't do it anymore. I do it for fun, just for myself. But yeah, that was Zone Drums was my drum company name.
Yo.
And so I did that until I was like 21 or so, and then started working with another custom company, and then realized that it just like wasn't the path I wanted to take.
Damn. Wait, so what like got you to make your own drums? Was it just the need of seeing something, like making something better than you already had, or did you have a background in this kind of shit, or like where
Oh man,
like
I was
that's
14
pretty
years old and I started fucking painting shit. That was
bro.
pretty much it.
That's what I'm,
I was
because that it's hard for me to wrap my head around, like a 14-year-old not only like being a good drummer but being like, yo, I'm gonna start my own company. And then how did you get linked up with all these people? They just heard about good drums coming out of Philly.
it, it was so I grew up in Boston actually. I didn't come to Philly till I went to Drexel.
What?
Yeah, man, Wonder Bar was my old stomping grounds.
Damn. Yo, that's painful, bro. It's painful.
No, rest in peace.
Ah,
No, I had always liked building stuff and just kind of like drilling wood and painting things and this and that, just making stuff. And and my camp counselor, my sleepaway camp counselor, came to my house one day and dropped off like a truckload of old drums that they were clearing out. And they're mostly just crappy drums, but it gave me the opportunity to just like mess around with them and not worry about it.
oh,
And so I started like painting them and hammering the shells and like drilling in wood to it. And after after a couple of years of that, I was actually making something kind of neat. And
damn.
my friends at the time, this was when I was really young. I was 15 maybe 15 or 16. My friends were touring with State Radio. They were like a side project of Dispatch, and
Okay.
the drummer was like, I don't know, he was nearby. I was like, yo, man, can I give you a drum? And he's like, yeah, of course. So I gave him a drum, and he was like, dude, this is amazing. And he hooked
What?
me up on the next tour with the guy from Revolution, and he was like, yeah, this is sick. So I built him a couple drums. Um, and then on their next tour, Sojo was opening for them. And so he hooked me up with them. And so like it just kind of snowballed into like all this, and then before I knew it, I had a drum company and I was like 16 years old and I was, you
What?
know, backstage slinging drums with Passion Pit.
Dude, so like, what made your drums different? Were there like acoustic things in them, like you said, you were hammering them different, or was they just like different skinned or something, or what made them like sought out like this?
Totally, yeah. I actually had a system. So I just like I was just putting shit in, and then I kind of stumbled across this idea um, when I was starting marching band in high school. So it's a weird concept, but like a marching tom is a regular cylinder, and then it's kind of sliced at an angle, so that when you hit it, the sound waves move out forward as opposed to down. So that shell is a different shape than most drums. It's called like a marching tenor. So if you look up a marching tenor, the shape is kind of sliced like that. I see some people that are like, "Yo, I need to see this. What is this?" So if you actually look on my Instagram, my Zone Drums Instagram, if you scroll all the way back, it goes back to my drum days, my drum making days. It's all in there.
All right. Yeah, hold on.
So that if you want to see that, and the mobile rig is also in there.
Are these like the tenors? These are.
Yeah, totally.
They're just like a little thinner on the end, on the bottom, I guess.
They're cut like that. Yeah, so that allows the projection to move out forward. So what I did was I took a small version of one of those and I put it inside of a snare drum.
What?
You gotta go like way deep, like all the way back on the Instagram, but it's in there. It's all in there.
All right, and I saw a lot of people asking for the mobile rig too, so I'm sure we'll fucking get to that too, right there. I'll look for that too while you explain it a little more too, man. That's crazy. We don't have a young Jamie or anything helping out, so I gotta look for it too while while we converse.
Yeah, the mobile rig stuff is more recent, but the drum building is like way back. But yeah, I did that for a few years and like learned how to kind of work the industry a little bit. And a lot of people gave me a lot of chances because I was young and like motivated. So I got to a lot of great places. I got to work with a lot of really fantastic artists. Luckily I got a really good perspective of the music industry because I was working with really good people who gave me a chance. And so when I was young, that was my start. So like, do I have an engineering background? No, but I do build stuff. I like building shit a lot.
Yo, hell yeah, man. No, that's the answer. You know, I don't need you to be like, oh yeah, I got my fucking, my master's degree or anything. Just the fact that you got so much time under your belt is the most important shit. And just the ingenuity in that kind of thing too. It's like definitely got to be respected because it's something I didn't even know. I thought, it started and ending at the mobile rig that you made, and me even saying something like that was like, maybe this is just going to be a shot in the dark, but you're like, no, I have my own fucking drum company. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
this guy.
Yeah.
So are you still using them today, or do you like outsource?
The drums themselves?
Yeah. Are you the only ones with Zone drums left, or what?
No, some people still have them. Like the dude from Thievery Corporation, Jeff Franca, he still plays one. I know all these guys still have them, they all still have them. I still see them when they come to town every once in a while. Like the dude from Stick Figure is, the drummer Kevin from Stick Figure is still a friend of mine. I still talk to him. And now I'm actually playing with a lot of the dudes that I was selling drums to, like Mike Greenfield from Lotus. Like we just toured with Lotus a bit ago with Wax Future, and like Mike still has my drums.
Yo, that's full circle shit right there, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. Damn, man. So, is this like? Do you have plans to like revamp that at all, or do you? Are you?
Oh, no, I'm a drum player now. I'm not a drum builder anymore.
Is this something? Is this one of the things?
That's an old one. Yeah, that's a real old one.
Tama Rockstar with hand painted finish. Look at you.
That was one of like the oldest ones.
Damn, bro.
But yeah, you can see that shell in there, kind of cut.
Wow, that's awesome, man. You just make that up on your own, or did you just decide to like just experiment and see how you could push this?
People just liked it. People just enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
We got a special guest in the house.
Oh shit. Who do we got over here? Oh man, we got Keith. Dude. How you doing, baby? Damn.
I'm good. Let me stand right here behind my friend Aaron.
Look at this. I like this. This is a beautiful picture right here. It's like this is going on a Christmas card. Oh shit, man.
I
had a question for you. What's your favorite drum?
My favorite drum that I own.
And your favorite drum
that exists, or what type of drum? Or favorite drum company?
Favorite drum, like hi-hat, snares.
Oh, yeah. Snare drum for sure.
Snare.
Yeah, snare drum gotta be. It's for sure, 100%. Yeah.
What about you, Keith? You got a favorite drum? You got a favorite drum?
My favorite drum snare for sure.
Oh,
There's a
okay,
lot,
yeah.
lot happens on that snare, you know.
Yeah,
You,
I'm gonna say kick drum just to go against that. I'm gonna say the kick drum.
Well, kick drum holds it all together, man.
That's
the
true.
power combined.
That's true.
What's that handpan? Handpan's pretty fucking good.
That's ooh, okay. Some box
I want to pop
drums.
in and say hello. Good to see y'all.
Hey, good to see you too, man. Well, thank you for the introduction for us in Zone too, because I don't know if I would know
That's
this
his
sexy
fault.
man.
Absolutely. All right, let's do it.
You gotta flip the big breaker on my end. You know the deal.
Yeah.
You know I do. Cool.
So
We're
you-
gonna practice in a bit. So
Hey, you guys got your studio downstairs?
yeah, I have my studio out back. It's like a converted garage. It's like one of the last like freestanding garages in Philadelphia. And I put a bunch of work into it to turn it into like a functioning studio.
Yeah, okay, all right, yeah, because you were like, yo, should I broadcast from the studio? I was like, I don't know. He's like, the Wi-Fi shit out there, so I'm like, nah, maybe not though. So I didn't know if it was downstairs or across the street or what.
Now it looks nice, but it's the extender barely reaches out there. So
So what brought you all the way from Boston to Philly? Was it the music shit or was it just cheaper or what?
So I went to Drexel actually. I went to Drexel in Philly. I was admitted to Drexel for product design because of my drums.
What?
So I applied and got in for product design, and then I went for orientation, and I met all the music industry kids, and I met some of the product design kids, and I was like, yo, I'm not trying to go down the product design route. That shit looks hard. So I literally got in for product design, which was a really competitive field there at Drexel. And then I switched into music industry once I was already admitted, which was even more, oddly enough, an even more competitive. It's a fucking engineering school, but Drexel, for some reason, has a great music business program.
Damn.
And so I went to school for music business.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. I never even actually really heard music business as a major. I thought of it. I mean, I guess obviously people are going to school for that kind of thing because there's managers and shit like that. But is that what you learn? Is you learn like the management agent side, or like how to sell certain things to musicians, or what is it?
It's pretty much just the whole business side of the music industry. So, you know, we learned probably like 90% outdated information from professors who were really, really smart and really, really relevant. You know, they're like, here's how to sell records and here's how to sell CDs. And like, you know, why does streaming exist? You know, we had a lot of that going on. But we also learned from a good amount of really brilliant people about like how to book a show, like how does a deal memo look, like what should you be looking out for, how do you structure a deal, so like you know, and how to organize yourself as an artist, or as a manager or as a booking agent. And so like having all of that background has helped me, you know, tenfold in everything musically. Like I feel like I have a much better hold on the understanding of the whole, you know, the whole surrounding of the industry itself, as opposed to just being an artist.
And you see a lot of people who are just the artists, or maybe even like some of the best artists that fall short in that area, don't even think about that kind of shit. You see that like in our scene too, where you notice a lot more people getting privy.
Dude, that's how I met Sam. That's how I met 5 a.m. We were at a festival which will not be named, and we were both waiting in line to get paid. and Sam is like, I was like, hey, what's up? Like, what's your name? He's like, I'm Sam. And I was like, you waiting to get paid? He's like, yeah, I'm waiting to get paid. And he's like, I don't know, I've been waiting for a while. Like, I think I'm just gonna go. Like, he'll pay me later. I was like, no, dude, you don't leave the site until you get paid. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, and that's how we became friends. Like, we both stood in line, and I was like, no, we're like, you don't walk away till you get paid. Like, the music industry is it's mostly nice, but it's not that trusting, you know. No. Unfortunately, you don't walk away until you have money in your hand.
Bro, too many festivals like that too, man, you know. And was that getting burned a couple times, or was that like seeing the industry for what it was in the beginning, kind of like from an outside perspective, maybe just having your own drums and you were just like, this guy's getting boned, I'm just gonna stay in my lane?
I'm lucky enough that I never really got, I had a couple bad experiences with a couple of people, but I think I just had the education and the foresight to look ahead of this and be like, this ain't this ain't right. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's some people are just kind of business minded and some people are not. And that's totally, you know, I fail in a fucking thousand other things, but one thing is, you know, I'm pretty decent at understanding business and situations where you don't leave the room for error, you know?
Yeah.
And I've been pretty good my whole life about not getting screwed over, you know,
Nice.
in that sense.
You think it's the kind of energy you put out there too, man? Because I feel like you do a lot for people just based off of like, you know, just the love of music almost too. You know, you jumping up there with people and almost, you know, you were telling me behind the scenes too. I was like, have you noticed your sounds, your zone sample packs in other people's tunes and stuff? And he's like, yeah, some people, I'll walk around a festival and I hear them and stuff. You know, I'm sure with selling an online product, there's like a little bit of like, okay, I'm letting this go. Not everybody's going to tell me that they're using it or whatnot, you know, but is it like, is that something that you've come to terms with when putting it out there? When you just release it, you're like, okay, you know, I don't need to be credited for it. Maybe just because I'm getting paid for it or some shit like that. Or since is that why you're selling it instead of like, you know, maybe some people give shit away for free too, you know. But I mean, I'd be pissed off if I'm giving shit away for free and people don't credit nothing, you know. And that's definitely the name of the game. People just looking for the most.
There's a lot of facets to it. With sample packs in general, I sell them royalty free. So, or I give them away royalty free. I always have like my demo packs, and sometimes I just randomly give away free sample packs. And the intention is to get, I think everyone knows that being a musician, a huge part of it is just having your name smeared everywhere.
True.
And even if that is in the background, even if that is like, you know, these artists making, using my kick sample all the time, where like every time that they're in their production, they go to the left and then they open up their sample channel and they, you know, and they grab something that says zone drums, kick drum. I'm like, great. That's my, like, they're seeing my name. They're thinking of me. That's great.
True.
You know, and like, I profit very, very little off of sample packs, very, very little. And it's something I'm working on really hard to try to make something feasible, because obviously I have pretty much no income right now from music. So I'm really trying to make sample packs more, you know, more profitable and something that can help me live. But as of now, no, you know, it's something that I'm trying to get my name in front of as many people as possible and get my sound in as many people's hands as possible, because they'll know it's me. And if they ever want to play with a drummer, I hope they call me.
Is that kind of what you've has that happened at all? Like people have gotten your drums and then hit you up for like a live performance or for collaboration like that at all? Or has it been mostly like it just like exposing yourself to new people and getting yourself in songs that maybe you wouldn't be normally in? Or has it led to a lot of collaborations and shit? Because I've stand over those every sample pack that you release. I'm like, I use them frequently in most of my productions, you know?
Fuck yeah, dude. It's a bit of a self-oiling machine. It's kind of like people I work with use my samples, people that use my samples I often work with. And it moves together. It's not like one thing leads to the other thing leads to this. It definitely moves together. 'Cause you know, the more people that get my sample packs, the more people that are seeing my name, you know, and those people might reach out to me for a feature or for a collab or something. So it snowballs, you know, it snowballs. Yeah. I don't think one thing leads to the other. I think they both feed each other. And that's part of being an artist, is like, whatever you're doing, I mean, you're on Twitch right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this thing brings people to your music brings people to this.
Absolutely.
So I think they kind of feed each other.
Well, very true. Yeah.
But so I can't really track, you know, like I have to think pretty hard about everyone that I played with, of like, where did that come from? You know, like, I don't know. Maybe they bought my sample pack and then found me. So yeah, I think it goes both ways.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because you're like an entity in the scene too. That's a drummer, you know, but you're your own thing. You're not just like, yo, I fucking love La Special too, you know, but I couldn't tell you the drummer's name. I mean, maybe that comes
with Nolan. That man fucks. That dude is an incredible drummer.
No, he is too. He is. And I don't know. It's just because I think you have like maybe stepped outside that too. You've been your own entity, you know? You've been more than just like the Wax Trio drummer or the 5 a.m. drummer. Like you've like literally been your own kind of force too, and that's pretty rare, especially for like a drummer in anything, you know. Like usually it's just part of a band, part of a package, you know. But like, have you always wanted to kind of diversify and move out? Maybe not stick with one band in particular. Have you always wanted to be your own kind of like, I guess, solo project? Is that what's like the goal for Zone Drums? Is it to work with as many people as possible, have your samples and everything? Is it? Oh yeah.
Absolutely, dude.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
it's all the above. It's all the above. I don't like just one type of music. I like everything. Like I like just about everything, and I want to play with everyone. And like, I think as a drummer, just as a musician in general, and I'd say for producers to consider this even more highly, if not more, you know, if not more highly than musicians themselves, is like you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, and there's a lot of value in putting all of your, you know, putting all your focus on one thing. And I think when you really focus on something, you get good results. But I think there's also a lot of value in spreading yourself into different facets. So like, for example, like the reason why I think this way is because I've worked with a lot of artists who have maybe climbed really, really high and then fallen. And I've seen artists that are, I guess I can drop a couple names because it's like public knowledge. But like my dad fixes computers, and he was working with this dude who's also fixing computers. And he was talking about like me and how I play drums. And the guy's like, I play guitar. And my dad was like, oh, are you in a band? He's like, I used to play in a band. It's called Boston. Like, have you ever heard of the band Boston?
What?
And like, they're this massive, you know, stadium band. And now the guy's fixing computers.
What?
And that was a huge band. And like, I used to work at Underground Arts, a venue in Philly. And I worked there with a dude that used to play drums with Moby. You know, he was playing stadiums with Moby, and I was working at Underground Arts. And like, I've seen, and nothing wrong, you know, this dude was awesome. He was so much fun to work with, and he was the best. But I want to have a lifelong career in drums. And I think that takes not doing just one thing. And I think it benefits you to diversify, not only because it's fun as hell to play with a lot of different people and get different vibes and get different sounds, but also because you never know what the hell's gonna happen, man.
Yo, for real. That's deep as fuck too, man. And this is like some shit that it's not even almost. I mean, I guess you're just taking it in because you're just like a sponge for anything that validates your own kind of opinion and your own like your path. You know, you're like, okay, I know I can't slack because then look at this Boston guy, you know? But that literally had nothing to do with like your actual music process. It was just a random coincidence that like your dad happened to meet another fucking computer worker, right? And then it's like this guy who was in this legendary band, and you just happen to bring it back and put it into this huge life lesson for yourself, you know? But it's just, I think you're really tuned into that. You're fucking on that frequency of like, I'm not gonna let any one thing kind of define me, you know? And it seems like it's a slow grind too, because maybe we stretch ourselves thin here and there, you know? But at the same time, like, I think you've spread yourself.
Absolutely.
Say that again?
No, I'm just agreeing with you, man. Spreading yourself thin is something that is like one of my biggest issues.
Yo, but at the end of the day, I feel like it definitely confirms what you have to say, and definitely is helping on that path, because I feel the same exact way too, you know? If you have if you're like a famous Viner, dude, where did Vine go? That shit was here and there, you know? Like, you want to be a famous TikToker? I guess you can be, but I mean, if that's where it starts and ends, you're relying on something that's like way outside your source, you know? So I mean, at the end of the day, are you trying to like throw zone shows? Like, are you trying to have your own like experience that you're doing, or you like the band aspect? Are you trying to grow with some of these projects personally? I mean, I know you are. You're very invested in a lot of these things.
Yeah, I have never really desired to be a solo artist for a few reasons. One, because I just don't make music. I don't know how to produce music. I don't know music theory. I play drums. I record drums. That's it, you know? But like, The goal is to play drums my whole life, man. I want to be my own boss. I want to travel the world playing music, hanging out with friends, giving people good experiences, and I want to be able to make I want to be able to make a life off of this that not only serves me but serves everyone. I really want to be able to turn. I mean, the biggest goal that I've deeply feel and have felt forever is that I want to be able to help people with music. And that came from like my first, there's a long story behind it, but it came from my first experiences in music alongside like working in a band program. As younger kids, we were working with a band from Zimbabwe who we brought here to tour, and they ended up touring with State Radio, who was doing all of this community work at all their shows. They're cleaning up local neighborhoods. They're raising money for different foundations. And like, so my first perspective of music was that the whole industry was created just to like help people. And obviously it's not, but that was my first impression of it. So like deep in my core, I feel like I want to build a platform, whether it be by myself as Zone Drums or with a band or multiple bands, and then be able to do good stuff with that influence. I want to be able to use that influence to do good shit.
Damn, bro, I'm over here asking it like in a selfish way, like, what do you want to do? You want to pack out stadiums? You want to sell out this? You want to do this? And he's like, nah, I want to help people with fucking music and shit. I'm like, damn, that's some noble shit over here, bro. Let's go.
The goal, dude. How often can you get a million people in the same fucking room who just like the sound of something, and they all feel different things, they all live different things, they all do different shit? You get a million people in the same room, and I look at like these pop stars who are standing there in stadiums, like they've got management and PR and all this shit that's telling them what to say, but like people like Lady Gaga or something, they've got good fucking movements where they're encouraging people to do better. And when you have an audience like that, when you have influence like that, I think it's your duty to be a good fucking person.
100%.
And hopefully to be better than good, to be a positive influence. And so that's the goal. It's like, I hope I can play big shows and, pack out stadiums and this and that. But once that's there, I want to do good shit with it. That's not the goal, is just to fill it up. It's to utilize that platform, utilize that ability to speak to so many people at once.
Yo, shit, man. Is that why you gravitate towards like Wax Future and 5 a.m. Trio too? Is like, do they share some of the same messages as you, or is it just like it's like a musical connection?
100%.
Okay, yeah. I know all those dudes too, like Connor and fucking Keith and Sam and like literally everyone. Tigress I've seen like come up from his solo project too, and all of them. You guys are all just like very like wholesome people, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like any one of you is like, I gotta get mine, like move out my way, I gotta get mine, which is most people.
No, it's all, that's why I play with these people. I mean, there's no doubt about it that we all share very similar perspectives on what we want to do with music, how we want to do it, and how it feels to play together. There's no question that like that's the reason why we're playing together.
Is like the music that comes from it, is that like a totally organic thing too, or did you guys all like bring your own? I mean, obviously you guys all brought your own talents. You're drumming, and Tigress is scratching. That was like new too at the time too. When I first started seeing y'all like make moves, I remember him like kind of just getting into it, or at least like just starting to play out with it, and then it slowly merged into like you guys all, not even slowly, you guys almost immediately had your own kind of vibe and sound, so was that like something that you guys went into thinking, or was that just happen when you guys jammed together? Like, how did you guys come up with this like this vibe? Because it really is, it's its own thing, the 5 a.m. Trio, it's definitely its own vibe.
Yeah, it started because I believe Francesco, our manager at the Rust, was the one who suggested the combination. I think he was like, so I had played with Sam before, because we had met at that festival, and then I moved to Philly I moved back to Philly. So I went to school, I went traveling for a year, and then I came back to Philly, and I hit up Sam and I was like, let's play music. And so him and I were already jamming together, and we played, I think, 1 or 2 shows together, just like 5 a.m. featuring Zone Drums. And then Francesco was like, yo, what if you threw Zach in there to scratch? And we're like, hell yeah. So he came over one day, and I think I'd met Zach a couple times, but we weren't like homies. Um, and he came over and we just started jamming, and it was like butter, like instant. Like I remember like sitting in my garage like, before it was even like full out studio, and like the garage door was open like 2 feet or something, and we just played for like hours. And Zach was scratching, and Sam was just playing the keys, and we were jamming over. We did like some freeform jams. We played mostly over Sam's music, but it definitely formed in just like oh fuck, this is it, perfect, all right, done.
Damn, that's gas, man. Well, I mean, you honestly can jam over anything too. Like I've seen you jam over like the most random shit too, with like the most offbeat. Like it'll be like a little fake out, like a rhythm fake out, but it will just come back at a random time. And for some intuitive reason, this dude just knows like, boom, fake out, and he comes back in. Like the first time we ever met, man, was that Wax Future Brightside Halloween like after party thing, and and I don't know, I think Keith like 20 minutes of what my set was going to be because he wanted to jump up. And then when I got there, he was like, yo, you mind if we get drums going on? I'm like, oh, I don't care, nah. But it's like, I knew there was some weird like fake out like drops and like just weird time signatures or something. And this fucking guy did not miss a beat, bro. This fucking guy. Yo, honestly, I don't even think I knew your name at the time. I just turned around and was like, make some noise for our drummer. Like I was just like, I didn't even know. And this guy was hitting everything. Like I left that show with like butterflies, just of like, that was insane, dude. He hit everything. Yeah. There wasn't one fuck up.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to be the drummer that can play with anyone. That's the goal. I've been putting a lot of scenarios like that, man. I've been putting a lot of scenarios where it's like, all right, time to play right now. And it's like, okay.
Just gotta hope for the best, huh?
Yeah, there's been a few like really crazy times where it's like, okay, we're doing this. Like we did the Pretty Lights after party with the whole Pretty Lights music crew in Philly, and like we had opened for the show with Wax, and everyone showed up. Derek was there, fucking Menard, Borum, Elliot Lip, Chris Carnes, and like Keith and I were just like, I guess we're all jamming together. And like him and I just stayed on stage and played with all these fucking dudes. And it was just like, holy shit. But you just gotta run with it. You gotta fucking run with it. You gotta play music. And that's the beauty about being a musician as opposed to a producer, is that I don't have to program anything. I just have to listen.
True. So is that what you kind of like have you had to like like sought out for that? Have you had to like be like, I want to be an improv kind of musician and like really put your guns to that? Or like, was it something that came organically too? Or you just want to be able to play over anything at any time and mostly improv kind of shit?
I'd say it came totally organically. I mean, I'm pretty much self-taught. I took like a year of drums, like a year and a half of drum lessons when I was like just started, and then that was it. So I think because of that, I've been very unstructured as a drummer. And I've always just jammed with people. It's always just been like, come over, let's jam. Like, let's do this. And I've never really had like that like overthinking it. I never overthink it. And I think that allows me to play more freely.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yeah. So it's never been like the thought of that. It's just like, it's just the way it is, And a lot of good drummers are like that too. Like I appreciate you giving me the credit for it, but if you find some other like, bomb ass drummers, you throw them over your shit and like they'll make it work. Like drummers listen. Drummers really try to listen. That's a big trait that you'll find in good drummers, is they're really good listeners. And so I strive to be that. I'm certainly not the best at it, but I strive to be that.
Well, I mean, hey, even when you're doing sample packs too, like it doesn't even make sense because how could you possibly listen to the stuff it's going over, but some reason it goes over everything, bro. I always just find a nice little fill to throw in there. It's just like perfect too, because it's not your normal, like little tom roll or something. It's like it's usually some real heavy, heady shit too. So it definitely. Right. It goes over anything too, man.
More fills? Do you use more of the fills or more of the one shots?
Yeah, I use some like loops and fills. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I find myself with that maybe more. And then if anything, I'll just chop what I don't like out of the the fills or the full ones, and then just use those as one shots too. I do find myself like that because I love your layered drums, like your kick and your hat. They just oof. I always hear people being like, "Oh man, those drums are clean, man. What pack is that?" Got to be like, bro, Zone drums. Sometimes there's a Vibe Squad in there, but nine out of 10, it's you. It's you, bro.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Well, that's literally the pack I'm working on now is a stack pack. So it's funny you say that because that's literally exactly what I'm working on is like producers oftentimes are layering like snares or kicks, like they'll layer like 2 or 3 snares to get that depth.
Definitely.
And so I'm making those acoustically now. So I'll actually put out 2 different drums and tune them to sit differently with each other and then mic them weird and like slap both of them at the same time. And so I'm creating a pack that's all like the acoustic layered pack.
Ooh.
And that's my sneak peek preview dump leak, of what's in the pipeline. But you'll get the preview of that for sure. But that'll be out in the next like a month or 2.
Oh, okay, nice, man. What is this? Your 5th or 6th one? This is you're getting up there, right?
6, but I got rid of 2 of the old ones recently. When I first started making drum packs, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just recorded shit and was like, here it is, it's online. And like they were not good. Like they were interesting, and someone who's really good at sound design can go in and find some interesting stuff and cut it out and use it. But I just like they were not nearly up to the quality that I want to be putting out and that I will be putting out. So I just took down 2. So there's 4 of them up now that I'm really happy with, and at least and I'm working on like literally 4 different packs right now with different people and different things. So it's in the works.
No, that's fire, man. So is there any like collaborations you're hyped with? Anything you're like working on outside of the trios that we know of? Like anything, that you're super excited about? Maybe, I guess not live show wise, but anything else?
Well, we just dropped a trio video today, which I was pretty pumped about. That was pretty hype. Wax Future, we got a beeswax side project. So it's Jesse Miller from Lotus. He is producing with Connor, and so we're doing our second. The first EP was mostly just them, and I just did the live drums. But the second EP, which is in the works, is all it's all my drum breaks. So Jesse and I tracked them all to tape. So there's like crusty, crispy, vintagey drum breaks, and it's gonna be like a nice combination. Like think like analog Lotus set meets Wax Future meets B tape.
Ooh. So wait, is it a side project you said, or like you said a B-side? I'm not sure what.
So Beeswax is kind of like the running title for it because he goes his solo project. Jesse is Beard of Bees. And then Wax Future, so Beeswax.
Yo, okay. No, that sounds dope, man. Because Lotus is what did that come after the tour? Or, like, weren't you guys like big fans of Lotus before that too? Or are you guys just?
I've been listening to Lotus for forever, and then I don't know which came first. I think Jesse. I don't know how the relationship started actually, but they did the EP. I think they did the EP together first. Like Connor, Keith, and Jesse did the EP together, and then we got picked up for the Lotus tour last fall. I don't know when the hell that was. It was recently, the most recent Lotus tour. We did that with them, and then so now second EP is on the way.
Damn, man. Okay, all right. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a first. Shit, I'm slacking, I guess too, but that's dope to hear, man. No, yeah, man, that's I gotta check that out because I'm definitely a fan of both these dudes. And Wax. I mean, Keith is like that too. Keith is pretty much like you as well. Like he could get up and jam with anybody too, And I don't know if he kind of like evolved himself to do that. He just had like that in mind. I want to be able to play with anybody. But even then, anybody could play with him too. He's out there fucking handing out his guitar in the crowd, and anybody's playing with him too. So I mean. It's gone full circle, even to the fact where he's just handing out the guitar. It's like, I don't even want to play with everybody anymore. I want you to play. It's ridiculous, bro.
That's why we love playing together, because we both have that mentality, and we both have the band background where we played in bands. And so we both have that mentality of like, just play, And when we do, Keith and I do like just fun little like sets together sometimes. We call it Bean Boys.
The Bean Boys?
Bean Boys. Yeah. Black beans, pinto beans, all them beans. So we call it Bean Boys. That's what we're about to practice for. We're playing on Friday. We're gonna play in Fishtown here in Philly.
Oh, nice.
Um, and that's why we play together so much, is because Keith's got that attitude of just like, we just shred and make it happen. Like, we just listen to each other. We DJ tracks that we've never heard before, and we both just kind of play over them and make it work, and it works.
Dude. Yeah, he's a character too, man. I feel like both you guys are like your own like entities too of just wildness, you know. And Connor's kind of, I don't know, what is it? You think he's got the family? He's more of a grounded kind of guy. He's just chill, low key, you know.
Absolutely. You nailed it. Yep. Connor just quietly makes banging music, and then Keith and I just run around screaming, playing our instruments.
You think that dynamic is like good? It helps like having just one person grounded in reality too, you know, instead of everyone just running around like a chicken with the head cut off kind of thing.
We're all running around with different parts of our bodies cut off. We all got our own shit, man.
Oh shit, man! Is it the same thing with Wax Future? I mean, 5 a.m. too, or like are they just all chill too? Because I feel like Sam and Tigress, when I've met them, they've been very like low key. They're like on the Connor end of things, like very very low key, well production, head in the music kind of thing, you know. Not to say you're not to say you're not, but
more like I think the three of us are on a more similar page of existence. With Wax, like, we're three wildly different people who all somehow fit together really well. And with the trio, I think we're also that, but we're more so on the same wavelength of existence.
yeah.
But we definitely each have very different styles of existing on this earth. and they complement each other very well. I think I really like working with both of those groups for different reasons.
Yeah, no, it seems like it too. You both got different vibes, you know, and they all take care of like they all hit different spectrums too, you know. The Wax Future is definitely like the PLF vibes and the fucking instrumentals and stuff, and then the 5 a.m. man, it's like its own like trip hoppy kind of thing too. You guys are definitely like paving your way in a new I feel like uncharted territory almost, you know. Do you have any influences in that way? Do you have any specific influences for your different bands, or is it like just go with what feels right at the time?
We definitely have a lot of influence. So with Wax, I'm pretty much a contract player for Wax. So the writing process is all in Keith and Connor's world. And then with Trio, I'm much more involved in like the writing process. But so we have a lot of different ways that we look for inspiration, seek for inspiration. But Sam is the core of the production. Like, Sam he's the conductor, he's the captain, and Zach and I are the shipmates, you know. And we all contribute together to make that boat. But Sam definitely drives that boat. Like, he'll come to us with ideas, and sometimes he'll come to us with like 30 ideas, and we'll go through and we're like, oh my God, these two are fire. And then we'll pick those apart, and for like half a year we'll workshop them. And we tend to go on like work benders sometimes. We'll do like little like staycations where we'll just like lock ourselves in the studio for 3 days and just like make shit work. And we blast ourselves, or maybe it's me. I tend to just be like, all right, like, we're doing this shit in the next month, like, you know, here's the date, we get the day on the calendar, we make it work. Everyone, the three of us, work really well under pressure. I know Sam is an extremely high achieving human. Zach is really good at making it work, and we just are like, we just all stir the pot together. But we have a lot of influences.
Is everyone in Philly? Is everyone around there, or you guys got to travel to practice?
Sam's in Delaware now. When COVID hit, he went home for a little bit. He was just about to move out of his house into another spot, so he went home for a sec. Because like, why be anywhere in the midst of this? But he's still close by. It's like 40 minutes away. We still practice and work on stuff every few weeks. And Zach is in Philly. We stole him. He was in Jersey, I believe, for a while. And Sam and I were like, dude, move to Philly. What are you doing? Like, oh, and he moved to Philly. I think he's liking it.
Yeah, hey. I mean, there's a lot to like too, you know. There's a lot to be like a little iffy about, but Philly's got hard as fuck, man. Philly is like definitely one of my favorite cities too. I feel like, you know, It's like
All right.
it's got a rep, but I like that about cities. You know, I like having a little lore to cities and being like, ooh, stay away, it's bad. You know.
Everything you've heard is true. Philly's fucking nuts, dude. Philly's absolutely nuts. It's awesome.
Bro,
Dude,
so
when friends of mine come here from other cities, like they'll come here and they're just like, dude, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, yeah, this is Philly, dude.
oh, bro, there's like newly renovated houses inside just like knocked down build. It's like crazy, man. The structure over there.
It's nuts. My buddy Eric, he plays a Squnto. I know you know him. He's a step dude,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
he's supposed to be moving back to Philly soon. But every time he comes here, we're just like, he's like really good at embracing Philly shit, and we're just like, every time he comes here, it's like, dude, this is nuts. Like, what the fuck is this place? And we're just like, it's the best.
Oh, it really is. Well, what's the reason you went down there? I know you said Boston was for school, but what brought you to Philly?
No, I came to Philly for school. I
Oh,
grew
yeah,
up in
yeah.
Boston.
Oh, okay,
I was there
okay.
until I was 18, and then I got to Drexel and came to Philly.
Oh shit.
And that was
Okay,
it.
okay. And then just got stuck there. You're like, fuck it.
That's it. Well, I
Oh,
graduated school and like hit my early midlife crisis and was like, fuck this shit, I'm leaving. And I sold everything, pretty much everything I owned, except for like my drums. And I went to Asia with a one-way ticket. Flew into Vietnam with a one-way ticket, and I spent
what?
like a year there.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck did you do in Nam, bro?
I just hung out. Dude. It's the best. I went to Thailand and Cambodia and Laos. I worked at a couple hostels. And then eventually, actually, I ended up in a village in Cambodia, and there was like a bunch of music there,
What?
and I was able to like play music once or twice a week at these like fairs, pretty much. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want. And like being back on the stage again and like playing drums again, it was crazy because I was in like a paradise island in Cambodia, and, like beautiful beaches and cheap food, like everything you could ever want, and then some. And and I was like, I want to go play drums, and so I moved back to Philly.
I want to go back to Philly. Fuck it.
Literally, dude. Literally, I was like, I'm either going to Denver or Philly, and I had my connections in Philly, so I figured it was a better place to restart. So I
Oh
came back to
shit.
Philly in the past like 3 years. Yeah, I came back in 2017. So the past 3 years have been my, everything that is to show for my career has come from that pretty much.
You think it's been this world travel kind of thing that's like kind of maybe helped you a little stay grounded and maybe not even just be too face to the grinding stone kind of thing, because I feel like if you do that for too long, you just burn out, blah blah blah. You maybe lose the love for kind of these things, and then you, like you said, you almost refell in love with it. You're like, this is what I gotta do. But you think like it's, I don't know. You think your world travel has been a factor in like your not music even making, but just like your love for it, like your different kind of facets in it, where you fit in and everything. Like you just kind of like, I
Yeah,
fit in everywhere. I could go to Nam and fucking play a show. Like it doesn't matter.
absolutely, dude.
That takes balls. You got balls, bro.
Dude, everyone should do it. Everyone should do it. Everyone should fucking take a backpack and fly out somewhere and have no plan and go do it. Because the truth is, like, nothing's gonna fucking happen. Like, you're gonna go and you're gonna have the best time of your life, and you might get a little, like, you're gonna have to face a little bit of adversity, but you'll have to do that everywhere in your life. But it helped me for a million different reasons. Traveling helped me be a better person and be a better musician for sure. Um, it helps you settle into who you are. It takes you away from all the shit that you do, and it puts you alone, and then you're just who you are. So like, when I was at school before I left, I was running a drum company. I was putting on shows. I used to promote shows. I had like a series going. I did like 40 different shows. I had a girlfriend. I had a job. I was working at a restaurant. I was playing in a band, and I was in school. And when I left, like you just leave everything behind, and then you're just yourself. You're just a dude with a backpack on a fucking beach. And like, so it takes you away from everything that you do, and it just leaves you with who you are.
Ooh.
And like that that was a massive help to recenter myself just as a human. And like I suggest every single person does it at some point in their life, and don't wait. There's absolutely no reason not to. Like now there's COVID, so now there's one good reason not to. But when you can, just get the fuck out there.
Yeah.
And like you'll be fine, dude. Like every people ask me a lot about that trip, because like I had no plan. Like I literally got on the plane, didn't know where I was staying that night, and I landed in Bangkok, and was like, all right, let's figure this shit out. And like the reality of it is that wherever you go, there's people, and those people are living.
Damn.
And you can too, you know?
Yeah.
It's
No,
like,
for real.
people are like, what if you ran out of toothpaste? I'm like, there's a fucking store where you can go buy toothpaste because other people use toothpaste too. Like, what if you can't find somewhere to sleep? I'm like, there's a fucking hotel. You go to a cafe, there's Wi-Fi. Everywhere in the fucking world, there's Wi-Fi. It's nuts. You're in the middle of the jungle, there's fucking Wi-Fi there. You know, you look up where's the nearest hotel and you go find a place to sleep. Like, you know, you're not gonna fucking die. People are afraid of going somewhere, and it's really that easy. It is really that easy, and not only that, but if you go to somewhere that's you know like Southeast Asia, it's really heavily backpacked. So you go, you know, you go to a hostel and you meet 30 kids from different corners of the earth that are like your age that are trying to fucking party and hang out and eat food and explore shit. So you're never alone unless you really want to be.
Damn.
So like people are always asking me about that trip. I'm just like, just fucking do it. Like there's so many doubts, there's so many, you know, so much that people are afraid of, but like the world houses humans everywhere, and those humans are alive. So unless you go to like a really dangerous place, which you have to try to get to, you don't just end up in dangerous places. You know,
Wow.
your chances are you're gonna be all right.
100%, man. And like even in the band kind of background and shit too, like it's weird that wait, what the fuck? It's weird that like you know, I could show up to some of these spots and like almost have the same kind of thing. You're like, oh, I don't know where I'm sleeping tonight, and as soon as you say Bangkok, I'm like, holy fuck, Bangkok! Like I would never do that there. But honestly, it's the same thing as showing up as in Oklahoma City when I play there and not knowing anybody either. You know, it's like, you know, they have the same amount of amenities. Maybe I don't speak the fucking language or something, but you think I could speak the Oklahoma City language? Like, bro, I don't know. You know, like I'm almost from a different part of the world than them. You know what I mean? Or like some like Arkansas or some shit, you know, like being from Philly or Boston or New York, like you're almost from different parts of the world than these people. And, you know, you say, oh, I ended up in Bangkok, I don't even know where to sleep. It's almost like the same thing as what we do in bands too. We just take these chances and end up going to these places that we don't know anybody almost, and just hopefully with the hope of getting paid, you know?
Absolutely. It is very similar. And it also trains you for like, dude, I swear to God, I've faced more adversity and more problems when touring with bands than I did while traveling the earth solo by myself. Like you go to a fucking music venue, they don't have a backline drum kit, and they said they did. You got to figure it out on the fly, or like someone's guitar broke and you got to find it on the fly. Like that's just harder than finding a place to sleep and a place to get a bowl of soup. Like that's just pretty easy.
Damn, no,
So,
you're
like,
right.
They both help each other, and I think it's funny because I think as musicians as touring musicians and artists, I think that we face that shit so much more than you know. I think your average like 9 to 5 full-time job working person who has the same thing happen every day, because we show up in different scenarios blind all the time.
Just like for real, man, just almost our pants down kind of way, you know, like it's like it seems like a cool thing to do, you know, and you say, oh, I'm in a band, blah blah blah, but then there's so many like of the moments where you just gotta like eat your own pride and play to like 1 or 2 people, and you know, as much as you want to seem like, oh, I'm the big guy, oh, blah blah blah, you know, my ego was inflated, then you go to the next town and it's like there's nobody there, the fucking, you know, the promoter stiffs you, gotta sleep in the car, whatever it is, you know, it like humbles you, and that's not a bad thing, because at the end of the day, like you said, the only thing you need is soup and a place to stay at most, you know what I mean? Like you just need a little bit of food, and we are the ones that make it way too complicated, you know, and like, oh, I need this, that, and the third. But yeah, man, just being a touring musician,
very humbling. Being a musician at the beginning is very humbling. The week before and the week after I played at Red Rocks, I was painting walls. I was painting in a fucking house, you know. I was painting walls for mine. Like the week before and the week after, you know, and much more on either side of that. But like, yeah, it's pretty fucking humbling to go play for 10,000 people and to go home and to pick up a paintbrush and put on a dirty shirt and go work for $20 an hour, you know?
Jesus. It's like you said, man, maybe like Boston didn't see that on the way up. You know, maybe they did. I don't want to speak for them, but like maybe the dude from Boston maybe didn't see that on the way up, or that's what I like to think, at least to help me act like I'm preparing for, you know, a lifelong journey of this shit. But it is like eye-opening and crazy when you see these people who do reach the top, or even in our friend group, and not even the top, but just like in places that we want to be. And then like a year later, they kind of just let their own, I don't know, they just kind of let it go by, you know? They just didn't see the importance of like keeping up with it, or thought they had it on like they had it in the bag. And meanwhile, it's like, man, 20 years down the line, like here we are. We got to pay the bills still somehow, you know? Like, and there's no hate to fucking anybody getting it.
Man.
Yo.
Get lazy,
bro. And you know, luckily we're doing it now. We're doing all right now. But like you said, the 20 years down the line. So luckily, I think we have what we have right now, and it's growing, and we're not getting it right off the bat, you know, and taking that shit for granted, because that's what those nights do every day. You have a good night, and then you go back to play for like 10 people, and you're like, all right, I got to keep grinding. I can't fucking slip up, you know? So luckily we haven't gotten caught in our own ways too, man. But I think that's
Absolutely.
just like, yeah, I mean, you just seem like you're hungry for it, whether it's fucking traveling, whether it's staying like, you know, with yourself. It doesn't even have to be the hype too, you know? I feel like you don't even worry about that kind of shit, like, oh, I gotta be the most liked or the most TikTok famous guy, but you do kind of involve yourself in it, and that's, I think, super important, you know? You're doing a really organic, true kind of way to appeal to people with your music. You're not shoving it down people's throats, or fucking like jerking off the biggest artists. Like, let me play with you. Let me fucking get on you. You know, look at my rig. You know, it happens all organically. You know, and I think you as an entity is is impressive, because you're one of the, I think maybe KJ Saka, I would say does he produce, or is he just a drummer?
He produces, but he also is a great drummer.
So I mean, you got to be like one of the only people who's just like who's like pretty much just focused on drums, you know, and you're still a fucking solo entity in this whole thing, which is insane, because we're like the dubstep bass music crew, and you're pretty well known in it, you know. You pretty you crush that scene, you know. You got any plans to grow outside that, like funk or anything, or
I would love to, man. I would love to. I absolutely love funk and dude, I love literally every type of music. I used to go play in a jazz club when I was like 15. Like, I used to play with a Zimbabwean band. Like, I love everything. Dude. Like, I want to play it all. I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say I'm stuck in this scene at all. Like, I feel free to do whatever I want. But most of my homies are in this scene, and most of my homies are the ones I want to play with. So it happened. But like, I'm open to playing with everyone. And I just started playing with this girl, Gabrielle Chapman. She's a singer. It's more like funky, poppy, singer-songwriter kind of stuff. And I love it. It's super fun. We just played at a harvest fair for like 50 people, and it was a blast. Like, dude, I'll play anything. I absolutely love it. So like, the goal is not to stay here forever. That's just where I'm at now. And that's, you know, this is my crew. Like, this is my crew.
No, I had to ask, because, you know, you seem like you could fit in pretty much wherever you decide to fit in, but you really have fixated over here and worked with a lot of, like you said, the homies, and it's such a small squad that his homie ends up being the other guy's homie, and, you know, I guess you just work your way around. So I didn't know if it was a calculated effort to take over the bass music scene because it's what you love and it's who you like working with, or it's just one of the things that you're starting off with and then you're going to go to the pop or whatever. It seems like it's just another notch on the belt for you.
It's a good balance of carefully calculated moves and complete flailing chaos.
I like that, though.
It's a very nice even balance of the two.
Calculated chaos, one might say. I don't know.
Calculated chaos, man. Every day I wake up and I try to figure out how to make a career for myself. I try to figure out how to make some money and try to feed myself doing what I love. And it's fucking hard. You know, I have to do a lot of shit outside of music to make it work.
Yeah,
you know, but I
definitely.
hope not to one day. I hope to only do music one day,
Yeah.
but it's hard shit. So I'll do anything and everything I can, and I want to play with anyone and everyone. So fucking hit me up.
Yeah, yeah, yo, and everyone go download this man's fucking drum kits, whether it's like the one or six or whatever one it is. Like they're all fucking phenomenal. You're gonna find at least a couple drum packs that are gonna fit right over your goddamn your
Oh
tune,
yeah,
whether it's hip hop or like fucking dubstep or whatever it is. Some weird shit. I've had some like breakbeat stuff. Like this dude's drums has literally went over everything. So
fuck yeah, dude.
yeah, man. No,
It's
I
on
don't.
Spotify. You just do like zone drums, selfie.
Oh yeah, we got
It
the
was
link.
the link.
We
The
got the
link.
link right
You got
here.
it. Yeah, cool. It was on my Instagram, but now it's the video link because we dropped that link today.
Yeah, I seen
Um,
that. I seen that. No, we got the
yeah,
self slide. This should bring you up.
oh,
Yeah, there
yeah,
it is. Zone 5. He's got.
appreciate you, man.
So wait, where's the? I did notice it's Z5 though. What's the? Is it from 5 a.m. or like some of the sample
Uh,
packs will say like Zone 5 on them too?
yeah, Zone 5 was me and 5 a.m.
Okay.
We did that one together, and then Zone Shots was a one shot pack that I did with my buddy 92 Elm.
Okay.
He's great. I don't know if you remember back in the day I played another group called Mr. Sampson. We played in Boston a bunch.
Were they
But
from Philly too?
no, it was me and my buddy Joe, and he was Mr. Sampson, and we used to play together. But he now goes as 92 Elm, and we collaborate on that pack together. So those two packs are collaborative packs, and then Trunky and Dusty, and what's the other one? And there's one more.
All
Uh,
these here they are. Wait.
Bundle,
We'll
yeah.
see
And
Chunky and
Drummed Up.
Dusty drummed up. Yeah. The
Yeah,
Zone
Drummed Up.
5, Zone Shots.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the 2 free demos, so you can cop the free demos if you want to have them. You can just have them. It's that easy.
Yeah, no, dude, guys, I would say, guys, get fucking. It's $8 right here. I'm telling you, it's some of the best drums you're ever gonna get. $10, some of the best drums you're ever gonna fucking get in this shit. Like
Oh yeah, brother.
every time I produce, I'm like, yo, this is it, dragging and dropping, dragging and dropping. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, man, I know you got Keith waiting for you too, waiting for fucking to play a little tunes, and I don't want to keep you. But I do want to hear more about this shit. So if you ever want to come back on, man, and like I know you got stories out the wazoo, dude. So I didn't ask about the Zimbabwe shit or more of the Thailand stuff, dude.
Yeah, we can do a part 2. We can absolutely do a part 2. That would be great.
A
I'd love
part
to
2,
do
man.
that.
Yeah,
I
fucking
got plenty to say, man. You're a great host.
Yo, well, you were posting. You're like, I only know 15 words, so I'm gonna try to make this go as I'm gonna make this as long as possible. But you're over here. You're the most like one of the most cultured people we've had on here. Started his own drum group, chilling in Thailand. I asked what he did in Thailand. He's like, just hung out. I just hung out. I'm like, for a year? Yeah, I hung out.
Yeah, dude. You can just kind of zip around and chill. It's the best. Everyone should do it. Dude, you can buy a motorcycle in Vietnam for $250.
Wow.
So that's what I did. So whatever you want, do whatever you want.
Oh,
Fucking
man.
great. Go do that shit. Everyone go do it.
Yeah, no, that sounds dope. I was about to just buy my ticket as you were talking. I was over here on Amazon, just like Expedia, looking it up. They got us barred down though. They ain't letting anybody
Vietnam is
leave.
the cheapest place. It's the cheapest place to live and eat and travel and all that shit. It's within everyone's realm. So when it's safe, go there, eat the best food, see the best views. It's a beautiful country.
All right, yo, fuck yeah, man. We definitely got to do it. We'll tell everyone we're here. Aaron sent us. We'll name drop.
Exactly.
Aaron sent us,
They all
bro.
know me.
The funky white boy drum.
Great, man. This has been awesome. I can't wait. I think we should do a part 2. It'd be super fun.
Yo, definitely. Maybe we get Sam on here. We do a little 3-piece or some shit. Whatever ends up happening, I'll be more than hyped to have you back on, or even just play a show once this thing's smooth over. Even just kick the shit, bro. Because honestly, you're a real good dude and one of the best drummers I know. Seriously, it's insane.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man.
I'd say it's between you and Turquoise. Not one of the best. It's between you and fucking Mikey from Quaz, who every time I say one of the funkiest white boys I know, I'm like, Mikey's pretty funky too. I'm not going to lie. But you guys both.
Two others, the best of the best. 2 others is obviously Adam Deitch. Deitch is absolute fucking killer. He is like the best you can get.
Damn.
And then Colby Buckler. Colby Buckler was a big influence for me when I started playing with electronic music. He used to play in a group called Too Fresh. Like this was like way back in the day, and then now he plays with Emancipator. But he's played with everyone. He would play with like Prob Cause. He'd hop up with everyone, and I would see all these like these videos, these shows, these streams, everything, and it was always like blah 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 with Kobe Buckler, blah 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 with Kobe Buckler, and he's the dude out in Denver just like slamming with everyone, and that dude crushes,
Okay.
absolutely crushes.
He's still
drums.
going?
I think he's mainly just with Emancipator now,
Mm.
but definitely like his hustle and his flow and his style as a drummer, definitely influenced me as a drummer playing with electronic producers. But yeah, those two dudes, fucking killer drummers.
Damn. Yo, that's crazy too. And Rohan Space Cadet just goes, I bought a badass snare from Aaron a few years ago. So we still got the zone drums out here fucking
Hell yeah,
rapping
dude.
too, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I still see him playing that. He plays in a couple great bands. He's got a Space Cadet, Higher Learning, and then his solo project, Rohan Solo, he just dropped.
Oh,
But yeah, dude, he
shit.
bought a snare from me a while ago. He crushes. He's awesome.
Oh wow, this is a Rohan from Higher Learning, dude. Oh shit, I think we've
Yeah, he
talked
plays
before
drums.
in the past. Like I
Yeah,
know
he's dope.
he's definitely submitted mad tunes from Rohan Solo. I didn't know it was the same dude from Higher Learning though, because we've definitely I think exchanged emails back in the day. Oh shit, man, that's crazy. Big
Yeah, he
ups,
crushes.
bro.
He's awesome.
And he's got your drums too. So hey, it's a
Dude,
small
they're still
circle
out there
over here.
living. They're still out there living. Those
They're
drums,
still
they'll last a while.
Damn, man. Well, yo, honestly, I really would love to get a part two, maybe with you and Keith or whoever it may be. But seriously, I really appreciate you doing this.
Dude.
You're the best. You're the best, bro. And everyone out there, go get this man's drums.
Wow.
All right, brother. Yo, be well. Crush it tonight, and we'll talk soon.
All right, we'll talk soon. Later, man.
All right, peace, Bo.
Peace.
All right, guys. That was fucking awesome. This dude, seriously cultured as fuck. I didn't know what to expect getting into today because he was really emphasizing that he only knows like 15 words. He was saying, yeah, he was like, I don't know what I'm going to be talking about, but this man can talk, bro, because he has stories. This man has lived. We haven't even gotten to the music submission, but I think we could just get to that now, honestly, if you guys are down with that. Like he was driving home the point that he wasn't a producer, so maybe he could have just been here to lay over some drums over some submissions or something like that. Maybe to tell you to put his sample packs in your tunes. Maybe that's what he was going to be here for. But instead, I could do that. I'm not shy about promoting this man's drum packs. I fucking use them all the time when I'm producing. Patrick Richards, how you doing? I saw you say you skipped your stream for us. Appreciate that. I see Macaque Music in here. Macaque, Phosphor, Liz, Darlin, 5 a.m. Trio. What's up? We talked about you guys a lot today. Rohan Space Cadet, that's fucking awesome that you got the man's drums. Jen Chow, I see Crook Beats. Anybody submit a tune for today? Cause I'm down to open them up. See what we got. We could take a trip to the hot box real quick. Dead ass, man. Aaron literally has blown my mind since the first time I met the dude. He played a set for us that didn't even make sense because he heard maybe 20 minutes of my set via a recording. So not even the set that I was going to do, just the set that I played that was going to be similar. He heard that because I sent that to Keith, because me and Keith were planning on doing something, right? He as I get there, Keith looks at me, he's like, yo, do you mind if our drummer stays? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. This dude rocked the fucking house, bro. Like, honestly, I was like talking about that for like 3 or 4 days, just high after, just being like, this dude did not miss one beat. His fills were on point, and I never even talked to the kid before this. I didn't even know his fucking name. It was Halloween, so he had an avatar arrow shaved into his head. He had an avatar blue arrow shaved into his head. And as I'm talking, as I'm like, yo, everybody make some noise for Wax Future, our man Keith. And then I was like, I just look back, I'm like, I don't even know man's name. We didn't even have time to introduce ourselves. Because they played, and then I set up. So that was our introduction. Oh, hey, can I move this wire around you? And he was like, yeah. And then just tore the fucking place up. So I was like, everybody make some noise for our drummer. It was so awkward. I still can't live that down to this day. To this day.